Everybody, how the heck are y'all doing? How was your Tuesday today? Man, it's getting dark. There it comes. Panda. Yeah, we watching Eddie. Let's just open that up anyways. The Eddie Block Show. Go. See how much. Eddie Block Films. Eddie Block. Eddie Block Films. So we can see the brats. Fuck it. I don't care. What's up, everybody? Hold on. We gotta give Panda a treat. Pandas. And Donnie one more treat. He went to Costco today. Costco. How's everybody doing? Hope you're having a good day. It is Tuesday. What is it? It is the 23rd. Holy sheep shit, Batman. Craziness. Oh, you know what? I better make sure everything's running again. You know, we've been having some issues. We always have issues with Rumble. Don't ask me why. They got a new logo up with an American flag and stuff, but still, they got issues. There we go. Guess I should give myself a like because nobody else will. I don't care. It doesn't matter if I get one or not. You know? So, how's everybody doing? Like I said, today me and Donnie, we went to Costco. What else? What did we do? All of our favorite people were working today, so we got to say hi to all our favorite people. It was great. The person that I don't like wasn't there, and I think they may have had some issues and maybe a little bit of trouble. You don't know. I don't know. This is only replies. I don't want to be on replies. I want to be on posts. Here we go. So let's get this party started. So, if you guys weren't here yesterday, you know, Adam Schiff yesterday said, I have the proof. Tom Homan did accept cash in exchange for a promise to influence government contracts. He said it's on camera. We have the proof. Now today, look at this. Today, he says, if Tom Homan accepted cash, if he doesn't have the proof, he's just lying to you, folks. That's what he does. He's Adam Schiff, right? I mean, he's a liberal. That's all they do is freaking lie. But still, I'm getting sick and tired of it. So I wrote on there, now you say if. Yesterday you said you have proof. When will you stop lying? And the answer to that is never. You know, politicians are like those guys and girls that, you know, they get pulled over and the cops are like, what's this in your pants? And they pull out drugs. Oh, those aren't my pants. Right? Politicians are the guys that get pulled over, pulled out of the driver's seat and says, I wasn't driving. That's Democrats. Laura Ingram says, we short our food. Let's see what's going on here.
Okay, so the halting of the cattle trade with Mexico, and a lot of Americans don't know that we get so much of our beef from Mexico, but we do. So it's drastically reduced compared to the first half of 2024. So we've bought 63% less live animals from our southern neighbor.
That's right.
So is there a concern that our costs are going to continue to go up because affordability is a big issue for American consumers? I was just at the grocery store this morning.
But that shouldn't be an issue. I mean, everywhere. I don't know. Maybe it's just where I live, you know, or the states that I drive through. But everywhere I drive through, and every state I go through, and where I live here, there's cattle everywhere.
Yes, I go to the grocery store. Thank you very much. And there were 2 steaks. Yeah. It was $33 for 2 steaks at the grocery store, and these weren't fancy steaks. They were just like, maybe they were little. I don't know, but they were little.
Yeah.
$32.
So here's the thing. We talked
Yep.
about eggs months ago when the
Yeah.
price of eggs
I
were so high.
paid $30, I think, for 4 pounds of beef today, or 4.5 pounds of beef at Costco.
The problem, the challenge, I'll say, with our cattle and our beef industry is that it takes 2 years from calf to slaughter. But Laura, here's the, I don't know if it's the silver lining, but the long-term vision. Just like our manufacturing that we have offshored for years that you've been such a leader on, we've also offshored our food, our beef cattle, our citrus. So much of this we're now importing from other countries like Mexico. This is a massive flag for our country. If we can't feed ourselves, this is a national security issue that has to be solved.
Okay, that audio is going up and down again, up and down again. Wonder if I got a filter on here or something. It only does it with certain videos, though. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Anti-ICE protesters surround Oregon Federal Building, and this doesn't look like it is the ICE in Portland. Portland activists joined Eugene, so they're in Eugene, Oregon. Demonstrators at a federal building housing an ICE office. Well, let's see what they're doing here. Oh, we know what they're going to be doing. Are they trying to kick their way in? No, they're knocking. Well, of course, National Lawyers Guild is there. Ooh, you're cool. I mean, how are these people living, right? How do they pay their bills? They must be getting paid from somebody, right? It makes sense that George Soros is paying them or somebody like that. Yeah, pull down that shirt. We don't want to see your nasty freaking fat. Why would you wear a shirt that short anyways? When you got a titty do, you don't wear short shirts. What do they call them? Stomach? Not stomach shirts. They have another name for them. I call them stomach shirts. Fat ass liberals don't wear that shit. It's not flattering and it never will be. Is that a frog? I think it was a frog. And I wish I would have caught their face because, maybe they're always trying to hide their face, Hope. What's up, Hope? Crisis. Each day, the Democrats declare a crisis. You ever notice that? And it's always Donald Trump's fault. Funny how that works. Everything is Donald Trump's fault. Have you seen? And speaking of that, yesterday they talked about Tylenol and hurting babies. And you see all these pregnant women yesterday taking crop tops. Thank you, Hope. Taking Tylenol. While they're pregnant. I saw another lady rubbing Tylenol on her pregnant belly. If you ask me, I'd say President Trump said, if he says that taking or drinking eye drops is bad for you, then maybe all the liberals would drink that shit and then they get diarrhea all the time and they couldn't leave the house. Maybe that's a good thing. I did say poison before, but I think that could be taken the wrong way because I don't mean poison that'll kill them. I just mean the kind of poison that'll make them have diarrhea. Who doesn't like good diarrhea? Season 5 of Slow Horses. I've never seen it. Oh, by the way, since Hope is here, Hope, I started watching. Well, I finished it already, but there's a show on Netflix called Sirens. Have you watched it yet? I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. All right, New Braunfels, Texas Mayor Neil Linnitz caught on camera talking about knowing the American people don't what they're implementing, but they don't care. Okay, let's hear this.
Now I have a video of the mayor saying he doesn't care what people want because he knows better for them what they want for themselves than they do. Check this out.
A lot of what we hear around here, we don't want it. We don't want that stuff. We're going to push that aside, all the naysaying.
Oh, whoops, you need to chat, huh?
If we're going to be something,
I thought they just give you diarrhea.
Let's just do it. We know that there's going to be resistance, but let's set this vision and do it. And I've been reluctant to share some of it because I know that we're all get feedbacks from our constituents about we don't want that, we don't want that, we don't want that.
So naturally, I have to hold the mayor accountable. Mayor, at the same planning and development meeting where Campos said he didn't care what the boomers want because they'd be dead soon anyways, you said you didn't care what all the naysayers want and that you want to decide what's best for them because they don't actually know what they want for themselves. That is the definition of a democracy. A democracy is when a group of people elects just a few individuals to rule over them and to decide what's best for them with minimal involvement from the people. A republic, better yet, a constitutional republic, is when a group of people elects individuals to work for them and do what they want and to be a voice for them, not to be
Should I
ruled
open up
over.
Discord just
This
in
isn't
case Hope
England.
wants to jump
This isn't
in?
Britain. We're emancipated from that
I
kind
will.
of tyranny. You work for us.
You do work for us. And by the way, Hope, I hope you hit that like button over there. So press secretary issues. So I didn't see this because I was busy all day and gone all day today. But apparently, when the president went to the UN, immediately as soon as he got on there on the escalator, it stopped working. And then his teleprompter didn't work, and there was something else. Oh, and the audio didn't work. Kind of crazy how all those things just happened. Just happened. Okay, I'll play that one. Actually, I should do that probably first. What did I just do? Oh, that's what I did. North Carolina man charged with using eye drop. Wow. Eye drops to kill his wife. Holy jeez Louise. Let's play the video.
It's time to fuel your
After a commercial, of
wanderlust.
course.
We've got places you gotta see. It's time to navigate to the new. Eat, play, stay.
Sponsored by Hawk Law. Hawk Law fights.
Sydney, thank you. New tonight, a North Carolina man accused of poisoning his wife is now
my chat
accused of
not
trying to do
working?
the
Oh, I
same
guess
thing to his daughter.
It's not showing up here.
Joshua Hunsucker was
Wait
arrested
a minute,
in
wait a
2019.
minute. He killed his wife that way and then he wanted to do it to his daughter too? You gotta be kidding me.
In the death of his wife in Gaston County. Prosecutors say he poisoned her with eye drops. According to our NBC affiliate in Charlotte, attorneys now say he also put eye drops in his daughter's drinks as a way to frame his in-laws for his wife's death.
Wow.
Hunsucker has been out on bond since 2019.
What's up?
Prosecutors are
Aaron
requesting
Olsen?
his bond to be revoked. His next court date is set for
Okay, I guess I have to take that back then, Hope, because you can kill some. I thought eye drops just gave you diarrhea. So, okay, so President Trump don't say that drinking or eye drops are, well, he can say it's bad for him. You know, I guess whatever. Anyways. So here's the issues that happened along today with President Trump at the UN. I mean, like, why are we even in the UN anymore? Why are we in the UN anymore? We're the one that provides all the power. We provide everything.
It does appear to be sabotage with the escalator and the teleprompter. What is the White House going to do about that?
Well, Jesse, that's definitely what it appears to be to me. And that's why I put out a statement earlier. There was some concerning reporting over the weekend from the London Times, as you pointed out, that UN globalist staffers were basically plotting to set up the president of the United
not
States.
yet, Aaron.
And first it was the escalator, then it was the teleprompter, and
Working
then
on it.
Katie Pavlich from Town Hall, who we offered a seat in the press pool to cover the president's historic speech today, noticed that the audio inside of the room was much lower and different for the president of the United States than the previous speaker. So when you put all of this together, it doesn't look like a coincidence to me. And I know that we have people, including the United States Secret Service, who are looking into this to try to get to the bottom of it. And if we find that these were UN staffers who were purposefully trying to literally trip up the president and the first lady of the United States, well, there better be accountability for those people. And I will personally see to it, Jesse.
Good.
I hope so. I mean, it's too much to be a coincidence, right? And Aaron, while I haven't moved there yet, I did put a bid on a house, or not a bid. It's not an auction. I did. I have made an offer on a house. That's the word. I made an offer on the house, and I'm waiting for other realtors to do their thing and tell us what's going to happen with it. So maybe
they don't necessarily go bad.
Right. They don't expire.
Right. And especially because all the stuff like the trigger and the action and all that different stuff is replaceable. So you can just it's compartmentalized. It's components. That's the other thing. They said that he took it apart and then put it back together again.
That's stupid.
Shut the fuck up. Do you know how much time it would take to do that if you were
You're
highly
sick of the
skilled?
UN.
To disassemble
Right
a
on,
gun.
get some.
Disassemble a rifle so that you can get it in a backpack. And by the way, not going to fit.
Not going to fit in a backpack.
And then somehow or another reconnects it once he gets off the roof.
Right
What?
on.
What's they don't know.
So I looked, Aaron. I looked at a really, really junky. I was looking at land. Right, every day I just look at land, just to see where the prices are and stuff like that. And the problem is when you see land, an acre for $1,000, I'm like, okay, that's got to be fake, right? And then you see them for 5,000 and so and so, and I just have trouble with that. So I was looking at the prices, and I was looking at. I think I put 25,000 or 30,000 in the look, in the finder, and I found the property for 27.5, and it's a house. It's a house. It's on 0.38 acres, so it's not a lot of acreage. But I looked at it, and the what do you call it? The realtor went and videotaped everything, live for me and was showing me. It's in Blackwell, and so I want to do this through a loan, and I told him, look, this. I have a house already. I don't own it, and I sold my first house, but I have a house now where I'm staying, and I want to purchase a second home because I don't want to get in trouble with taxes or none of that BS in Oklahoma. Oh, I did. I'm sorry, Hope. And so they did the video. It's a complete remodel. It's a complete remodel. However, hold on, I went to the wrong one, Hope. It's 20. I put in an offer for $20,000, which to me it was like, all right. It's in Blackwell, Oklahoma. It's a 1,400 square foot house, but it's just got a lot of issues. It's not the best place, yeah. But I'm thinking about I'll probably just fix it up and rent it out. And I have big ass dogs. I got big dogs and a weapon. So, and for the price, for 20, if I can get it for $20,000, I've already been pre-approved, so it's like I can just buy it as long as the power turns on and the water turns on. That's all they care about. Oh, speaking of Oklahoma, every single high school in Oklahoma will now have its own Turning Point USA chapter. Oklahoma State Superintendent Ryan Walters announced. Actually, Aaron, could you do me a favor and you could email me at eddieblockfilms@gmail.com. We could probably talk more about this privately. Ponce City is a better spot, and I'm in the same area. I'll have to look at it. I want it somewhere where it's at least an hour within an hour from a Costco, because I'm a big Costco. Not a great plan. Well, anyways, every single high school in Oklahoma will now have its own Turning Point. That's pretty cool. And Hope, it's open if you want to join. Chuck Schumer says Trump knows he will be blamed for a shutdown. He even said so himself. Right? So look here. I said, well, let's be real. Blackwell isn't that like between OKC and Wichita. It's right on 135. Or is it 135 or 130, something like that? It's within an hour, I think, of OKC, so I could go get Costco or go to Costco there. I used to have two pre-qualifications that needed to be somewhere near a Costco, and I drive an hour right now to a Costco anyways. And the second thing is, it's got to have an Elks Lodge. But since I left the Elks Lodge, I don't care about that anymore. Although, if I move to Oklahoma, I might rejoin the Elks Lodge because they're probably not idiots like the one here. All right. So anyway, when Chuck Schumer says Trump knows he's going to be blamed, well, of course he is. I said, well, let's be real here. You blame him for everything. When you shut your own, that should be shit. When you shit your own pants, you blame Trump. When you can't get it up, you blame Trump. Might as well blame him for this mistake of yours as well. Closest to Costco.
Why is Costco a prerequisite?
Because I have a Costco membership and I do most of my shopping there. That's why. I like Costco.
The Sam's Club is the same thing, basically.
No, it's not. No, it is
not. No.
Not in my opinion, it's not. It's not in my opinion. I love Costco because the meat is so much better at Costco, and the stuff is much better than Walmart. I gotta just saying, Hope. How are you doing?
I'm tired. How are you?
Well, you had a long weekend, so why else are you tired?
Because I'm recovering from the long weekend.
Wow. And so I heard you told us the joke, or told us what happened with your friends, but no, you didn't find no eligible bachelors there. That's what you're supposed to do at a wedding.
No, it was a small wedding. It was like 120 people or so.
That's not that small. There's still, so that's probably about maybe 45 gentlemen that either could be or might be in the market, you know?
Most of them I know and not interested.
Most of them you know and you're not interested. Okay. Now Hope went to a wedding they've been planning for what, a year and a half now or something, it seems like?
Yeah, a year and a half. I was in the wedding.
She was in the wedding. That's right. And she got all dolled up and had a fun time whole weekend.
Yep.
See, I love weddings. I go flirt with all the girls. I love it. I do. Anything interesting that you can talk about that happened that you can actually talk about on here?
Yeah, so the groom is Cambodian American, and they did a costume change. So like they did the entrance in the traditional Khmer outfit, and then changed back into their traditional American wedding outfits.
Gotcha.
But it was really cool to see the Khmer because I mean it was all gold, and there was so much jewelry, and it was just really, really pretty.
Oh wow. Interesting. So did they do a special dance then from Cambodia, or was it just clothing?
It was just clothing. They came in, they started to eat. They realized they really couldn't enjoy the food because like the outfits were so tight on them that they went and took pictures, and then they changed back into their regular outfits and ate some other food.
Well, that's one of the good things about weddings. There's lots of food. Was it a did you have to pay for drinks there, or was it an open bar?
So they had a limit. Once you hit that limit, then you had to pay. And they hit that limit actually really early.
I'm not surprised.
But I got one drink, but I didn't even really finish it. I mean, I was just so busy.
So what were you busy with? What were you in charge of then?
So it was, I was eating, and then I got pulled away from my food to help the bride get out of her Khmer outfit, and then
I'm sure Gra would have helped her get out. I bet you Gra would have helped her get out of it. You didn't need to be there.
And then after they came back, it wasn't a few minutes later that it was going into the cutting the cake, the first dance, the toast, like it was just bam, 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 bam.
Really?
And then it was dancing. So.
But why so you had to help them get the cake cutting and stuff and all that?
No, I mean not that part, but it was like, you have to find this person, you have to find this person. We spent a lot of time trying to find the marriage certificate so that they could be officially married.
Oh, to get the person to sign it? Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it was more like trying to find it because when we left the church, everything was in different cars, and they thought it was in my car. So I looked through my car. It wasn't in my car. So then we had to find the person who our mom went with so that we could find it. But then we had to find the person, and then we had to go out to their car and look through their stuff.
Oh, wow.
It was a whole thing.
Sounds like it. Okay, so let's get to the most important stuff. How was the food?
It was so good.
Really? What did they have?
It was Latin food. Really? So they had plantains, they had rice, they had chicken, lamb, sausage, potatoes.
What kind of potatoes?
Roast potatoes and mashed potatoes.
With brown gravy?
No gravy.
What? How can you
cilantro
have
sauce.
mashed potatoes with no? Well, okay, so if you have mashed, at least you have got
butter.
butter. Okay, never mind. That's good, but butter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rolls. The bride had made pavlova, which is a Australian dessert with meringue and fruit and whipped cream.
What does it taste
That
like?
was really good.
Well,
I mean, it's really good. It's sweet. I mean, meringue is like nothing. It tastes like air.
yeah. But I missed what you said in the middle. Broach or something like that?
Berries.
Oh, berries. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good. Now,
Yeah.
when it comes to the cake, I gotta ask.
I didn't
Did they smash in each other's face?
No.
You know, I got in trouble for that.
Yeah, because a lot of women don't want that, and then if the husband does that, then the marriage usually ends in divorce.
Well, that's why I got divorced. Okay, good. Good to know. No, I got in trouble for doing it, not because it got all over her. I got in trouble for doing it because her mom made the cake, and oh my God, you messed up the cake that my mom made.
No, the cake was bought. It was a carrot cake, and I couldn't eat it
You couldn't eat it?
because it has nuts in it.
Oh, yeah, that sucks. Hold on. Okay, now you got me. I gotta go look and see. Oh, I don't have that file. Okay, I can't show you. So
You can show the picture I have as my profile picture. I think I sent it to you guys.
I tried to
if you
make
can
it look
find
bigger, but it doesn't. Oh, you sent it to us? That's right. No, I was gonna show you the picture of my cake. So we met online, and her logo was like a rubber ducky, and so, we had rubber duckies all over the cake, and her mom made it, so it was pretty cool. Like we even had, it was even like the wedding, rubber ducky, you know, the wedding topper, cake topper. There you go. And so this is the bride. No, this is another. This is one of the This isn't the bride, right?
Just show me if you can.
Oh, sorry. That was the first picture I came across. Oh, there you are. Okay, my bad. My bad. There you are. Where was this taken at?
I can't see what it is yet.
Oh, that's right. I was going to share my screen too. Sorry.
That was the maid of honor.
That's the maid of honor? Okay.
Yeah, that's my very good friend.
Um,
That was when they were doing their costume change. We were just enjoying the air conditioning in the basement because upstairs it was a lot warmer.
Gotcha. Well, it's always warmer upstairs. It almost
That
looks like
one
there's
was
snow back there.
That's a parking. That was taken in the bridal suite where we were all getting ready. So that was before the wedding.
Oh, right on. Right on. That's cool. Well, there you go. You
Yeah.
can see Hope looking all nice and beautiful in her dress and stuff.
Yep. I love that dress.
Do you? Well, can you wear it anywhere else, do you think?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not, she says. So what are you going
It
to do
is
with it
definitely-
then?
I'm going probably to dry clean it and then maybe try to resell it.
Well, that makes sense. Because you had to
Yeah.
pay for it, right?
Yeah. And then I had to pay for the alterations and
Oh, wow.
yeah.
That's
The jewelry, the makeup, the hair. Like, men don't understand how expensive it is for women to be in weddings.
Oh, of course not. Of course not. I wonder if my chat froze or if they just got sick and tired of the wedding talk.
I don't know. Media Watch said they went to a small wedding in Vegas where 2 midgets were getting married.
Yeah, that's get
Technically,
some.
Media Watch, I could be considered a midget because of my height.
You're like 1 inch off. 1 inch off.
No, like the limit is 4'10", and I'm 4'9" and some change.
Okay, so you definitely could then be considered one.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Aaron says I'm still lurking. Right on. No, that's Get Some Media Watch. That's Get Some's other name.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you know Get Some, and he's got the dad jokes. So that's one of his dad jokes.
Well, why are you lurking? Get some as Media Watch.
No, Aaron is lurking right now. Anyways, excuse me. All right, check this out. I shared the screen with you. A black liberal college student says the only reason she's in college is because of DEI policies that allowed her in. And I'm just seeing her the way she's acting right here. Oh, they must have messed with this. They must have made everybody look like midgets. Weird.
They do look really, really short in that picture.
Yeah, well, and just like the body, and I think they shrunk it down to make it even funnier, maybe. But what do you think about people that get into college just because of their color of skin?
I mean, at this point, college itself is a joke. So,
well, that's true. I mean, what are they? An A isn't an A anymore,
No.
Like I remember doing the peer reviews, and I was just like, these people are fucking idiots. And I know you've heard this story, but when I was in English 2 class, I would sit there and I wouldn't even read the book or read the story we're writing on. I just wrote something that was legible and coherent, and I get a straight A's. And everybody's like, how do you get straight A's? You don't even read the book. And I was like, because it's English class and I know how to write. I mean, if you're in college, shouldn't you at least know there, and there, which goes where? I mean, come on.
You should.
Or how to spell? These people are these people are typing shit out with a computer that has spell check, and they're still getting it wrong. And then,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, and then there's this website called Quizlet, and all you got to do is enter one question on the test, and it gives you all the answers to the whole fucking test. How can you fail? How can you fail? That's why college is a joke. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say there was a political science class that I didn't go to for a month,
Mm-hmm.
and you didn't have to take. I think I have told you this before. I didn't. If you had an A or what, I forget what the parameters were.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, if you had so many, if you had an A, you didn't have to take the final or something like that. I didn't have to take the final, and I didn't go to class for a month.
Oh wow. Aaron says lazy professors. It's true. It's true. Like I was in one of my other English classes, the professor was like, he liked what I was writing, and he says, I'm gonna try and get this published in a book. He said, if you get published, you get an A in the class. And I was like, I already got an A in the class. And
but he's right.
Got published. I did get published. Lazy professors?
They are lazy professors because the reason I didn't go to class for a month is because I had the same professor in another class, and they were teaching the exact same thing.
Really? What was the opposite class that you had him in?
One was international relations, and I forget what the other one was.
Interesting.
Yeah. It was probably Latin American something, because I remember that was a Latin American professor, and that was one of my minors, so it doubled as one of my major classes.
Yeah, interesting. I also remember in oh my gosh, not psychology class. What's the one where how do you know that there's a wall on the other side of that door? How do you know that's just a door to nowhere? What is that class? Philosophy.
Isn't that psychology? Oh, philosophy. Yeah.
And the first day, the professor's like, if you haven't passed your English 2 class yet, you might want to leave right now, because all I do is, most of my, our papers are graded on grammar. So if you can't speak right because you haven't passed English 2, then leave my class. So I went to my, I was still in English 1, and I went to my, what do you call them? Counselor.
Advisor.
Yeah, my advisor. And she said, don't worry, you got this. Just stay in the class. And I did. I got an A in the class. And this was a professor that afterwards he invited everybody to his home, and they had a potluck. And so I told him there after I passed this class, I was like, I haven't even taken English 2 yet. And he's like, what? I was like, yeah. And I went to my freaking my counselor, my advisor, and they said, don't worry about it. You're smart. And he's like, well, they should, you got lucky. Because you can read and write pretty well, but any other student would have failed my class. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not any other student. Anyways, let's see these DEI hires and let's see if they're really midgets or if they just made them that way. Let's see. I think they made them that way.
He cared about DEI and getting rid of black people in a lot of places. He cared about black pilots driving airplanes.
I wouldn't even have the scholarship that have allowed me to get to this campus had he not.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. They maybe are short because look, the person to the left here looks a little bit bigger.
He cared about being a neo-Nazi. He cared about all those
technically
things.
speaking, because the scholarships that I filled out were specifically for black children in underdeveloped neighborhoods.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that's how
interesting.
Oh wow, they're not. They are midgets.
It's a great thing because I'm here now.
Okay.
Holy shit.
This campus would probably actually be all Caucasian if it weren't for DEI.
Exactly. I don't think you're saying what you think you're saying. But
No,
okay.
I'm saying exactly what I think.
Can I bring
Okay, I gotta play it again because I was just paying attention to how midgety they were. Now I gotta actually listen to what they say.
about DEI and getting rid of black people in a lot of places. He cared about black pilots driving airplanes.
I wouldn't even have the scholarship that have allowed.
Did she just say black pilots driving airboats?
I have no idea.
I think she
He
did.
cared about this campus had he
not have
power
DEI?
that he had.
Rhetoric. He cared
Had you not
about
had
being
DEI,
a
you wouldn't be
neo-Nazi.
here?
He cared about
Yeah,
all those
technically
things.
speaking, because
So-
the scholarships that I filled out were specifically for black children in underdeveloped neighborhoods.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that's
That's
how
interesting.
DEI works. It's not an evil thing. It's a great thing because I'm here now.
Okay.
This campus would probably actually be all Caucasian if it weren't for DEI.
Exactly. I don't think you're saying what you think you're saying. But
No,
okay.
I'm saying exactly what I think.
Can I
I'm
bring
saying.
That just shows you how much of a DEI student she is because she doesn't even know how to speak properly and say what she's trying to say. I just think it's awful. You know, it is, and yeah.
And if they're getting hired, that's one thing. But in getting into college at this point, like, I mean, what did they get? Like grants or something like that? Like that's
well, that's true.
something,
Yeah.
you know.
Aaron says being educated beyond their intelligence. Oh my goodness. Yeah. All right. So this Pramila Jayapal, you know, this congresswoman, she's such a freaking idiot. She's like, your credit score determines your ability to buy a home, rent an apartment, and more. Our government has to let corporations run wild for too long, and young people are paying the price. So it sounds like her first statement tells me that, well, I think people with bad credit should be able to buy a house. No. Do you think if you have bad credit, you should be able to buy a house, Hope? You think they're going to pay? They're not going to pay.
Depends on their situation. I mean, why would they have bad credit? Like, did they go over their spending limit on their credit cards one time, or did they, do
Well,
something
that's
else?
just not one time. I mean, you normally get a month or two, they let you skirt around it, I had bad credit in the old days. And that's why I didn't buy. Well, I paid cash for my house a long time ago. But I mean, now like I said, I went to my bank or credit union the other day, and I said I want to buy a house, and I want to buy it for this much, and they're like, "All right, you're approved." No big deal. But 20 or 10 years ago, they would have been like, "Hell no, you don't get no credit." And the reason why is this: if they just start letting all these people have credit, right, we're gonna have the housing drop again. In two ways, because when people don't pay their, for their housing, and then they live there for a year or two before they can get kicked out, guess who has to pay for that money? Everybody else, by their interest rates getting higher, right? Or their closing costs getting higher, or something like that.
You don't think the housing market is better? I mean, or worse? I guess I don't know. Like, there's so many foreclosures and everything still going on. Because of the interest rates are.
I don't think it's that
horrible.
You know what? You know why everybody's losing their houses? Because everybody's trying to keep up with the Joneses.
I don't know.
When I had my thrift store, I used to buy storage units all the time, and so that means they didn't pay their bill, and then they sell it at the auction. So I would go and I remember I'm looking through their storage unit. That had all kinds of expensive figures, like not pops, but the real fancy, like Lord of the Rings figures, and I was selling it for like $200-300 a pop. They had the wife had a Mercedes, the husband had a BMW, like $80,000 cars, and this was like 10 years ago when that was a lot of money. They had a huge house worth like $700,000, and in that, of course, they had paperwork, and I was like, they don't make enough money to afford those cars and the house alone, let alone all this other shit they bought. So it has a lot to do with TV, movies, Facebook, Instagram.
True.
All these people see, oh my God, look at that. They got a Mercedes. I want a Mercedes. I mean, I do that all the time myself.
Yeah, I don't see that at all. But Aaron, like I was, I want the housing market to kind of do what they did in 2008, because I mean, at least where I live, like the housing market is just insane. Like it's so expensive, and it's like, why does a starter house cost this much when like you can't even afford that?
Right.
So I just want the housing market to go. Like,
well, you gotta have a plan and save up money. Figure out some way to save up money. And like, so what I was doing is, I had been buying a lot of stuff lately. I go depression shopping a lot, and I'm sure because you see it. And so I built up some credit card debt, and instead of putting, I have like $1,000 saved away just for a rainy day, but all the rest of the money I'm trying to pay off those credit cards because those have the most interest on it. My truck payment, my truck is like 4% interest or 3.99% interest, so that's last on the list. And I paid off just this year alone. I paid off like $6,000-$7,000 worth of credit card debt. And it gets easier every month because once you pay off a little bit, you're paying less, and then you're paying less because there's not as much interest being charged because of all the credit card payment, the bills.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's sometimes that life events come up that you're like, oh crap! Like, there we are back again.
Yeah. Well, Aaron said I would like the prices to reduce as well, but if it drops drastically, anything else will then get hit.
That's true.
And not only that, you have all these people that are, oh, we need a higher minimum wage. We need a higher minimum wage. We need a living wage. No, you don't.
Well, like to that point, like jobs here in Ohio, like I was just looking, like literally tonight.
Okay.
There are jobs that should be, it's full-time jobs that are good jobs that are going for like $16 an hour. That's not livable.
Yeah. Well, like what kind of jobs?
Like administrative jobs, like office workers, receptionists, like all that sort of stuff. Like there's $16, $14 an hour.
So can I throw out a theory? And it's probably not really this way, but it might be. And think about this. What if, like we were just talking about college, and all these people get through college and pass college that don't deserve to pass college? What if they start them at the $16 an hour as a kind of like a feeling out point? And then because, how many people do you think they actually get that say they can do the job they can't? So maybe that's their feeling out place to see if they can work, and then you get raises pretty quickly afterwards to keep you.
Here in Ohio, you don't get raises pretty quickly. You get raises once a year.
Well,
and it's usually like 20 cents.
Interesting. Like I remember I was a plumber, and I was making the most money out of all the plumbers, and then all of a sudden my boss hired this guy from Jordan, and he was a salesman, all right, but he couldn't plumb worth it, and he got paid more money than I did, and I knew right away. And all of a sudden, so I'm like, dude, you better give me a raise. And he was like, no, we can't afford it right now. And he hired some company to do a test, not a test, but evaluation on us. And he expected 90% or higher evaluation. Every single plumber was at 60, and the guy he paid the most was at like 40. And I was at 125% efficiency. And that's when I looked at him. I said, you know what? Look, I'm 125%. This guy's at 40 and he's making more money than me. Either you pay me more money or I'm fucking leaving. So I got like a $12 raise in one day. But he couldn't take the money away from the other guy because he already offered him that money. And, you know, you can't take money away just because somebody lied to you. So, but he was a salesman. So what my boss ended up doing was having him go and get the people to buy. Like, he'd go into a place for a leaky tub, and next thing you know, he's selling him a whole entire freaking, you know, sewer or something like that. Because, you know, and I wasn't that way. So he just had him start doing all the sales, and I would do all the work because I was the fastest and the best. So,
yeah, that's not really how it works in the corporate world. You know, you were in the trades. It wasn't like the corporate world.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't think you could tell your boss to go fuck himself like I used to be able to do.
No, not at all.
But, you know, construction is different. Construction is different.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, that's why you don't go to college and get degrees that you can't use.
Yeah. Aaron says the brilliant people did this to us during COVID with the massive increase in the money supply.
Oh, yeah. Like the minimum wages that are ridiculous, like out in California. But I mean, I think the minimum, I don't know what the minimum wage is. Let me check.
You know what the minimum wage is in Ohio?
Not like I make a minimum wage.
You don't?
No, I get paid pretty good.
I was gonna say.
So the minimum wage. Okay, guess what the minimum wage here is in Ohio.
In Ohio, so it's minimum wage is $20 here in California right now. So I am gonna guess maybe 12.
$10.70.
$10.70 is minimum wage. Okay. And the reason why I asked you about minimum wage earlier, the way you said it, you're like, I don't make minimum wage. And I'm like, you don't even make minimum. That's what's going through my head.
No, I get paid a lot more than minimum wage. It's that I don't get the benefits. All that stuff.
There you go. Aaron would guess $10. So $10.70. Wow. But it's cheaper there. Everything's cheaper there.
Sure. I mean, cheaper than California, but so is the rest of the world cheaper than California. But it's still expensive.
Yeah. Well, like today I paid $4.74 a gallon for diesel, and that's at Costco where it's the cheapest. $4.74.
It is $3.05 here in Ohio. For the just the like 87 gas.
Yeah, I paid $150 today in diesel, I think. Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to afford that.
Hold on. It's on my Costco card. So the good thing is, though, when you use your Costco card, you get 4 or 5% cash back, and then you get another 2% cash back for being a business member. So that helps. Costco. Oh no, I'm sorry. It was only $112.97. 112 because I didn't need a full tank. That's why. But yeah, but that's California. You weren't here yesterday, so we talked about this yesterday because I think Boris sent me this, and they're talking about Gavin Newsom, huh?
And you didn't even say anything. I was like, oh, okay, bye.
No, if
I right when you were ending the stream, I came in.
Oh, did you? Oh, I missed it. Sorry, I didn't see it.
Yep.
So Wall Street Ape says it's real. Gavin Newsom and his California senators are ending free speech. Spencer Pratt explains California passed SB 771 through all committees and is only one signature away from implementing fines up to $1 million per offense for what Democrats call hate speech. But here's the thing. It's not what you think. Plus, they're charging the social media companies for the hate speech, not us, not the people that say it. But this is going to have a on the back end of it. So if they're going to get fined $1 million for anything you or I can say on Facebook, you know how bad they're going to censor us.
Yep.
Oh, you said the twerp. You said the word twerp. You can't. You're out. You're kicked out in Facebook jail for a month. You called.
Well, I mean, it's like the what was it? YouTube saying what was that today that they censored conservatives. But they're welcome back to the platform now.
Oh, of course they are. Yeah, because we're losing money to Rumble.
Yep.
It's just insane. Okay. So, breaking news. ABC affiliates and Nexstar and Sinclair are demanding an on-air apology from Jimmy Kimmel over his lies about Charlie Kirk's assassination before considering show reinstatement. So, they brought him back to ABC, but Sinclair and Nexstar, they said, nope, we're not going to blame him. Aronson says the Supreme Court will knock that down. I'm sure it will. But, they waste our money by putting in these bills that they know will fail, just like they go after President Trump and say, oh, you can't get rid of illegals, just to stop them for a day or two, just so that way they can write on their resume, see, I'm for the illegals here in California. I stopped President Trump for 2 days.
Well, the bill that or whatever Gavin did yesterday, or maybe it was 2 days ago, with the face masks and ICE.
Yeah.
They're like, no, don't follow that. They don't answer to federal authorities.
I mean, we all knew that, right? Federal law trumps Trump's state law. It's just the way it is.
Yep.
So some people have put this out here that this whole Jimmy Kimmel thing is his ratings were down, and they took him down just so everybody would get mad, and then he'd bring him back, and then everybody would watch him again. Do you think that might be part of the equation?
No.
You don't think so?
No, I think that they just caved to the left wing screaming about free speech.
That and I think that money is part of it, though. I think that that they realize that they're going to lose Disney stuff because a lot of liberals go to Disney and buy Disney stuff and buy that, and so I think they're like, we can't lose money.
Well, yeah, because they were starting to boycott Disney.
That's true, weren't they? Or shoot up Disney or ABC. I mean, hold on.
Yeah.
Can tell me when you get to the picture? You can see Donnie's way back there sleeping in the back.
Oh, I'm watching your screen.
You're watching. Oh yeah, it shows you there. That's true, huh? Yeah, Donnie is way back, and Panda's on the bed back there. Little brat.
No.
Panda won't leave the house now anymore. She used to stay outside all the time because she just likes laying on my bed. She takes over the whole bed. Just like, and I sent that picture last night. Donnie just took over all my pillows.
Well, I mean, technically it is his bed, so you just live there.
That's true. Aaron says smart advertising if that's the case. And I think a part of it is that way. I think it is.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I didn't realize how beautiful this young lady was from the Irina Zarutska.
Irina Zarutska.
Yeah, she was a beautiful woman. Taken way too soon from us.
Yep. So
North Carolina House passes Irina's law to end cashless bail, preventing release of violent offenders and closing loopholes following the killing of her. It is veto-proof majority. The Democrat governor can't successfully stop that. Well, that's good. That will never happen in California, New York, Washington, or Oregon. What are the other big Democrat states? Blue states.
Minnesota.
Oh yeah, Minnesota. Which Pam is not in right now. Maryland,
Massachusetts.
Oh, Maine too, right? Maine.
Yep.
Just crazy. The party of tolerance strikes again. Left-wing rioters kick out young patriots who tried to set up a table and civilly debate about DEI at HBCU, Tennessee State University. So I guess they're doing like a Charlie Kirk type of tabling. There's 2
different people that have been doing it. One is Cam Higbee, and then the other one is Bryn. Forget what his last name is, but he's been doing a lot of the CNN, all that sort of stuff, tours right now.
Interesting. I know Turning Point is going to be coming near me pretty soon. I forget where.
Oh, cool.
So I might go check it out, but it'll just be hard because I've met Charlie Kirk a couple times. He doesn't know who I am probably still, but I met him a couple times, and I wanted to go to one of his events one day at a college, and So it's gonna be a little hard if I try and go to it, but who
Right.
knows? Let's see. Let's see what they're doing to these people.
Yeah, they threw a drink up top.
Oh my gosh, they threw a drink up top.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Did somebody just throw something in our car?
They just tried to
You notice they're all black people and they all have BLM signs.
Whoa! That was loud.
And that, younger people today, even older people today, they just don't read between the lines, They just read Charlie Kirk is a racist. So they're like, oh, so-and-so said he's a racist, so he's a racist.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know who who that was? I can't read it on your screen.
Oh, Cam Higby, it says.
That is Cam. Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Because the other guy is real young.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, he's like, yeah, the
Cam
kid's like 17 years old or something. He wears a suit, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him.
But Cam Higby has been doing I think it's called Fearless Tour.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Just crazy. And all this started a long time ago with commercials. And once commercials started having famous people on there, oh my gosh, I got to get Nike because Michael Jordan is Nike. Or, I got to drink Budweiser because Dale Earnhardt Jr. is Budweiser. That's when it all started to go wrong. And I think the Democrats have done that on purpose. Because now, right, you got Beyonce saying, oh, Donald Trump is a racist. And everybody believes it because, oh, I love Beyonce. Beyonce, who has nothing to do with politics and doesn't know a damn thing about politics. But all they got to do is get her to say one thing. And look at, what's her name? Frickin' Blondie, Taylor Swift. How many people think Donald Trump is racist and this and that because Taylor Swift says so?
Right. That's who I would have gone with other than Beyonce.
Yeah, well, I try not to think of Taylor Swift too much. So, and I really don't think of Beyonce either. It was just the first thing that popped in my head.
You're showing your age, Eddie.
We are. Did you see what Jasmine Crockett, one of the things Jasmine Crockett said today? Can't we make...
I try not to her at all.
Well, she said, can't we make presidents smart again? So I replied, can we get fake, lying, nasty, wannabe ghetto hoes out of Congress?
Did you listen to his UN speech at all?
I did not. I heard there was some rough spots.
He was in front of all these not leaders. I mean, I don't know how many were the leaders and how many were the representatives, but anyways, he was like, Germany is going downhill and France is going downhill and the UK is. It's like, wow, you were saying this at the UN.
Well, I think
it was kind of
hopefully we get out of the UN.
Yeah. But he's like, I stopped 7 wars. And did the UN ever call me? No.
Yeah. Mega says,
oh boy.
Mega says, Eddie, Patriot streamers are asking for help protecting them in Oregon from Antifa. Where's all the people up there that would help? Well, I know Tiny's no longer around, unfortunately. But where are all those other guys? They're not. I never thought about it until Mega just said it now. But where is everybody, over there messing with at the ICE building? Why isn't there some patriots up there?
Well, I wonder if they're going to continue at the ICE building now that they signed the executive order yesterday.
Yeah, but that's just for Antifa. They're going to say, we're not Antifa. We're Triffica or something like that. Donnie, can we get your pill? And he's not getting up. Come on, Donnie. It's medicine time. He didn't last so they lowered his dose because his thyroid levels were too high. And I think they lowered it too much because he didn't make it. He barely made it through Costco today. Come on, Donnies. Hold on, I know how to get him. Once I open this bag and give it to Panda, he'll come. But yeah, I don't know why nobody's going up there and helping. They used to have a lot of people, you know. Like,
Right.
Trying to think of her name. She's I don't know. She's married to Chris Reyes now, or she was with Chris Reyes. Is her name Jennifer? No. Starts with a J.
No idea.
Hold on. I can figure it out real quick. Let me see who's all in this. No, it doesn't show. Will it show me who's all in it? She never really talks anymore in there. Have her on Facebook too. What the heck is her name? Do you know, Mega, what her name is? Julie. It's Julie. Her name is Julie. Donnie. He's like, nope. Okay. Or hopefully he comes and I remember. The other night I remembered to give him his medicine. But yeah, I don't know where all these people are, Mega. I really don't. I don't have contact with people like that anymore either to ask. Robert? Yeah, I met Robert. I met Robert in Portland. I haven't seen him for a long time. I don't even.
He got out of it.
Did he?
And BCP moved.
Yeah, he's in Idaho now. Mr. Bill is still there, but he's not in. He's in a smaller city, I believe. Like I know the two, Jake and what was it? There was Jake and Josh. I think Josh is the one that lives up in Seattle, but I haven't seen much from him lately. And Jake, everybody pushed him out, so I think he just stopped doing stuff. And of course, unfortunately, our good friend Villain passed away. So, I don't know who else would be up there anymore to do it. And I hate to say it, I think what they did to us on January 6th is the reason why a lot of these people weren't going there. They're afraid to get arrested. They're afraid to spend 22 years in jail, like Enrique got sentenced to, or the 18 Ethan got, or Joe Biggs got 16. It all has to do with that. A lot of people are afraid now. But I don't know 100%. Like I said, I'm no longer around that crowd to talk to anybody about it. So who the heck knows? I know they had a big event last week or two ago in Vegas, but
yeah,
who knows? Yeah, Vegan. Robert's missing in action. What's up? Gavin Newsom's in the house. He finally showed up. We're in trouble now. We are in trouble now. Who are we talking about? So Mega in YouTube was asking us about Robert, conservative. What is that? I forget his
Constance Conservative.
Yeah, and where everybody is up there in Portland and stuff. Why are they allowing people to attack the ICE facility like they are? It's just people are afraid to get arrested now because Antifa gets away with whatever the fuck they want. It's a shame, but it's the truth. I mean, Enrique got 22 years and he wasn't even at the Capitol. All right, I got to do this commercial real quick. They sent us another one, so let's do one real quick. I only do the big money ones. Hey, football fanatics, are you ready for some primetime NFL action? Tune in to Westwood One for all the gridiron glory you crave. From jaw-dropping touchdowns to game-changing plays. Don't miss a moment of the excitement. Catch every snap, every tackle, and every victory on Westwood One. You can listen to the NFL on NFL app, on the Westwood One Sports app, on WestwoodOneSports.com via Westwood One station streams, or by asking Alexa to open Westwood One Sports. If it's the NFL, it's on Westwood One. There we go. Gavin says, because if you got shot up there by Antifa, you would go to jail. Yeah, like Tiny did. That's true. Mega said he had a baby and disappeared. Are you talking about Robert?
Maybe Josh.
Or Josh. Let me text Mr. Bill real quick because him and Robert are on a him and Robert are on texting terms. Where has Robert been? Let's see if he answers. Yeah, getting shot at. I prefer to pound sand. Fucking Gavin. So check this out. Groveling and afraid, Chuck Schumer backtracks. So earlier today, he was sitting there whining, talking, oh, President Trump won't meet with us and blah, blah, blah. You know, well, he's going to shut down the government. Like they always blame President Trump. And it's funny, how can you blame somebody for them shutting the government down when you are the one voting no for a bill to keep the government running?
Yep.
Liberal logic, right? So now he's begging and pleading to meet with President Trump, including on the golf course, after Trump rejected demands of $1 trillion paid for trans surgeries for kids and illegal alien healthcare in exchange for no government shutdown. We are ready to work with the president. We're willing to sit down with them. We'll even come to the golf course. So they want one. I wonder what the $1 trillion is for. And paid for trans surgeries. No. Just bullshit. Bullshit. Hey, Gavin, did you have anything to do with the elevator shutting down on President Trump at the UN today?
Did you see the video of Macron having to walk in New York City last night because it was all shut down because of Trump?
I saw something like that. Yes, I did see something like that. I don't know if I shared that or not.
He was trying to get around New York and everything was shut down. So he calls Trump. Trump tells him to walk, so he starts walking in New York.
Aaron says, we cannot spend any more money on specialty things. Time is up, boomers. Hey, leave us boomers alone. All right, this is the official Homeland Security just posted this. Give the social media staffer a raise. Okay, I got to see this. Have you seen this yet? I haven't.
No.
Gavin says Chucky wants $1 trillion for his sex change.
Deported, dude. Bye.
2 million in 250 days. $1.6 million self-deported and 400,000 deportations.
They simply stopped coming. They're not coming anymore. We're getting a lot of credit, but they're not coming anymore.
Leave now. I love it. Speaking of this accent here, I talked to Drunk Uncle today. I checked in on him to see how he was doing.
And, how is he?
He's doing good. He says he's doing good. So that was about it. He says he's doing good. He's doing good. Look at Rob Bonta, which is our Attorney General here in California. He's bragging about hanging out with Jane Fonda and having the same opinion of her as her. Do you know who Jane Fonda is?
Yes, I know who Jane Fonda is.
And so when I say Hanoi Jane, you know what they're talking about with her?
I forget what that part is, but
well, in Vietnam, she totally went against all the Vietnam veterans that were coming home. She got everybody to go against them, telling them to spit on them, stuff like that. And so they called her Hanoi Jane. So he's going around saying, oh, look, with Jane Fonda discussing climate justice, the law, and how everyone has a role to play. Okay, I got to hear what they're saying now.
I am here with the one and only Jane Fonda at New York Climate Week, where we're talking about climate justice and using the rule of law to protect our environment. Proud to be able to talk about some of our cases, including against big oil for climate change deception, our pushback against the Trump administration's rollbacks when it comes to environmental progress. And history has shown that when people stand up, when everyone plays their role, we can create the change that we need. No one knows that better than Jane Fonda, who has been doing the work, igniting the power of the people for decades.
Doing the work for decades. Are you asking about, is it true about Hanoi Jane? Yeah, let's look her up. Let's just type in Hannoi Jane. Hanoi Jane. And Jane Fonda pops up. It's like a 14-minute long video. Let's see if they're truthful in Wikipedia. Jane Seymour Fonda is an American actress, blah, blah, blah. Born to socialite Francis Ford, Henry Fonda. Fonda was a political activist in the counterculture era during the Vietnam War. She was photographed sitting on a North Vietnamese anti-aircraft gun on a 1972 visit to Hanoi, during which she gained the nickname Hanoi Jane. Fonda protested the Iraq War along with violence against women, and she describes herself as a feminist and environmental activist. There's more to it. They're not saying everything on here about it. Let's see if they show more down here, maybe. Probably not. Let's just say against Vietnam. Against veterans. Yes, so veterans, when they were coming back from Vietnam, people were spitting on them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's disgusting. The real story of Jane Fonda and her Vietnam vets who hate her. Here we go. This should be good.
I'm gonna get going, Eddie.
Okay. Good night, Hope.
Good night.
Good night, Hope. Quit this then. I can get out of Discord. So for those who may not be familiar with this bit of story, Jane Fonda is a star of stage and screen whose illustrious career began in 1960. Blah, blah, blah. Fonda was a prominent anti-war protester in the 70s, focused on the rights of troops serving in the military and of Americans who wanted to resist being drafted. Primarily associated with Vietnam veterans against the war, to which she gave a lot of time and money, Fonda was no more or less a lightning rod for criticism than any other celebrity who spoke against the war during that time. That was the year she traveled to Hanoi, the capital of communism, to tour villages, cities, and infrastructure. It was also a year of a series of photos of her sitting at a North Vietnamese Army anti-aircraft battery, one that had certainly been used to shoot at American airmen and earned her the nickname Hanoi Jane. The undying spite of Vietnam veterans everywhere. There was also rumors she turned over secret messages from prisoners of war to their captors. This is not true, but still her father was probably more than a little disappointed in her. There's one thing that happened while in North Vietnam that I regret to my dying day. I allowed myself to be photographed on a Vietnamese anti-aircraft gun, she wrote in 2011. It happened on my last day there. It was not unusual for Americans who visited to be taken to see these military. Sure. Yeah. To this day, Fonda feels the scorn of the military veteran community. If you want to get a feel for how much scorn the community feels, just Google Jane Fonda Vietnam. The scorn isn't limited to the internet. In 2005, a Navy veteran spat tobacco at her during a book signing. Yeah, she they don't like her at all. Because she didn't treat the veterans like they deserve to be treated. She's awful. Anyways. Hold on a second. What's wrong, Donnie? Come here. Are you stuck? Hold on 1 second. Donnie might be stuck on something here. Come here. You're not. Hold on. Come here. Are you stuck? Yeah, he's stuck. Gosh darn it. Hold on. So this is if you ever been driving from Los Angeles to or even Northern California to Vegas, you drive up to 15 and you'll see these things. This is a parabolic way of heating an oil. So it has all these mirrors that the sun reflects off of and goes right to this little ball in the middle where it's got oil, which heats up the water, which creates steam, which then creates energy. Unfortunately, any single bird or any kind of animal that travels through there dies because of the severe heat. All right, go. Here, let's go. I'll unhook you, but you can't go outside because of the extreme heat. And so now this $2.2 billion solar plant in California turned off after years of wasted money. It never lived up to its promises. I've driven by this thing a lot. Gavin, it's funny how that commie spent so much of her life married to a billionaire, right? Hypocrite. It's funny, hypocrite, as Adrian Curry says. Google just admitted it silenced Americans' accounts under Biden administration orders. Where are all you free speech people on that? They don't care because they did it to us conservatives. Okay, this one's funny from Catturd. It said, "This won't hurt my baby," and she's taking Tylenol. 23 years later, there's Harry Swisson, or Sisson, or however the hell you call his name. And once again, YouTube admits it censored Americans at the request of the Biden administration. So Pramila Jayapal says support workers, raise the minimum wage, and tax the rich. So I do my speech that I always like to do. I said, I guess you don't know how business works. Company wants to make $5 for selling this, and you raise the minimum wage. They just raised their price by the raise the minimum wage. So that way they're still making their $5. The company still makes their money, and prices go up, thus making the minimum wage increase an actual decrease. Because the only one who wins is the government, because they tax on a percentage rate. That's why you're pushing this, so you get your hands on more money and more kickbacks, right? They say tax, Amazon needs to pay more in taxes. Well, Amazon's not going to pay more in taxes. They're going to raise the rates of everything, so we pay the taxes for them. So you're not taxing Amazon. You're not taxing the rich. You're taxing fucking us. Just saying. All right, let me play this real quick from Caroline Levitt, so I can unhook Donnie and close the story.
Letitia James was extensively investigated for 5 months, and President Trump's handpicked Attorney General Eric Sieber could not find any evidence that he committed a crime. So is the president saying here it doesn't matter if there's a crime, he just wants his political enemies to be charged?
Well, let me just walk you through Letitia James. Letitia James completely abused her oath of office. Letitia James was actively and openly engaged in lawfare. You talk about weaponizing the Department of Justice. What was Letitia James's campaign slogan? It was prosecute Donald Trump. She was saying she was going to prosecute.
Hey, Gavin, I need you to come rehang my door. It closes, but the latch doesn't click.
Donald Trump before she even knew if Donald Trump committed a crime, which of course we did not. Those are not the words of a serious prosecutor. Those are the words of a corrupt politician who is abusing their power. She actively campaigned on that. She also led the witch hunt, the financial fraud investigation against President Trump and the Trump Organization, in an appeals court tossed that case out, a $500 million civil fraud penalty in August, which was another win for the president, and exonerated him of this witch hunt and showed that this is an individual who is corrupt and abused her oath of office. And we also have evidence of her mortgage fraud. An April report from a white-collar fraud investigator found that there was documented evidence that James engaged in a consistent pattern of financial and property disclosures that raise serious legal questions.
But why won't the president accept the conclusions of
I gotta fix
his
it.
Justice Department to not bring charges against Letitia James? In fact, you had Bondi and Blanche, top DOJ leadership, who were against ousting Eric Sieber, who again was picked by President Trump.
I just answered that.
I didn't have any shims, so I'm gonna hope maybe I can make these into shims, and yeah, it's my fault. It's my fault. I'm a dumbass. I'm a plumber, not a framer. I'm a plumber, not a framer. That's what he said.
Question for you. And the president has every right to express how he feels about these people who literally campaigned on trying to put him in jail, who literally tried to ruin his life and ruin his businesses. And he wants to see accountability for those who abuse their office and abuse their power. And Letitia James absolutely did that, whether you want to admit it or not.
Think about it. When somebody wrongs you illegally and you become into a place where you can do something to stop people like them illegally benefiting, wouldn't you want to do it? Yes, it helps push you because they did it to you, but still. And I'll explain an easy way for you. Just like I bought my wife a thrift store, right? Had to pick, we did it the right way. You had all, there's insurance, there's unemployment insurance you got to pay. You got to have insurance on your employees, insurance on the truck, insurance on the trailer to go pick up the stuff. Then you got to pay a lot. I had to have, so the building we were going to put our thrift store in, it was a building that it had a store before. It wasn't a thrift store. It was a dress store, right? But they still I had to pay $800 for a survey that all they did was send a letter out to all the the businesses around me asking if it was okay to put a thrift store in there. And if they had said no, then I lose my $800, which I lost anyways, because they keep it either way. Right? And then you have these fucking people out there selling juice and, having their little fruit stands and shit on the side that don't have insurance. They don't pay a license fee and they get away with all that shit. So what was the first thing I started complaining about? Well, these motherfuckers, because it pisses me off. You know, this guy's like, oh yeah, I make $500 a day, but he has no rent. He just parks in front of a business to take their customers. They don't, they don't wash their hands. Think about this. You guys are buying juices, and fruit from somebody that's cutting it up in front of you, but they never wash their hands, and there's no bathroom in the vicinity. So they're going and taking a piss around the corner, and then they come back and they have no hand washer, no sanitizer, none of that shit. And that's why we have, health inspections and business license fees and all this stuff to prevent that shit. A police officer that I know said that was, that's his biggest pet peeve too, because he goes and he's arrested people at their houses that run these businesses, and there's flies everywhere. There's bugs all over the fruit because they don't have any. They're not doing it properly. They don't have the inspections. It's disgusting. So yeah, I don't. Every time I see those people, I'm like, you motherfuckers. If I was in a place where I could handle them and get them all to stop doing that shit, I would, because it just pisses me off. In California, at least in our county, you have to have hot and cold running water. You have to have netting around everything. You have to have a bathroom on site or a bathroom available. So when you see these people out there with no netting, no coolers, even they're just out there making fucking food with flies all over, no bathroom, no hot and cold running water. I mean, I love taco trucks, but most taco trucks have all hot and cold running water and all the stuff you need. You can try adjusting the strike, but you'll have to do it all the time with the temperature set. Yeah, right. That's why you don't eat at taco trucks anymore. Where do they take a dump? A poop knife won't help them in those trucks. There's no problems like that in Blackwell. They don't have taco trucks there. All right, let's see. So Kamala Harris is making the rounds. She's got a new book out, so she's trying to make money to get her book sold, right? And so I don't know if this is real. I haven't watched the clip yet, but reading it, she says she couldn't pick Pete Buttigieg as her running mate because he's gay. Do you think she actually said that? Let's see. Because that is going to piss off a lot of liberals.
I guess I'd ask you to just elaborate on that a little bit. It's hard to hear.
Yeah.
With you running as, you're the first woman elected vice president. You're a black woman and a South Asian woman.
She's not black.
Elected to that high office, very nearly elected president. To say that he couldn't be on the ticket.
By the way, yes, or no, I'll show that too. Well, I got that clip. She says that her and the President Trump's race was the closest race in the 21st century.
Effectively because he was gay. It's hard to hear.
No. That's not what I said. That he couldn't be on the ticket because he is gay. My point, as I write in the book, is that I was clear that in 107 days, in one of the most hotly contested elections for president of the United States, against someone like Donald Trump, who knows no floor, to be a black woman running for president of the United States.
She's not black. She has no black background in her. And she's still spewing this stuff.
States. And as a vice presidential running mate, a gay man, with the stakes being so high, it made me very sad. But I
wait a minute. So did you hear her? She's like, no, I didn't say I couldn't have her because she's gay. He's gay. And now she just said, well, with them being gay, it would be, the stack would be so high against us because he's gay. You said you didn't say it, but you just said it again.
also realized it would be a real risk. No matter how, I've been an advocate and an ally of.
You know what she's saying right now? No, officer. Those drugs that were in those pants, well, those aren't my pants, officer. Those aren't my pants, officer.
Of the LGBT community my entire life. So it wasn't about, yeah, right. So it wasn't about any prejudice
right,
on my
Aaron?
part, but
that
we had such a short period of time.
And the funniest part is she's saying this to a gay woman.
And the stakes were so high. I think Pete is a phenomenal public servant.
No, he's not.
And I think America is and would be ready for that. But when I had to make that decision with 2 weeks to go, you know, and maybe I was being too cautious. You know, I'll let our friends, we should all talk about that. Maybe I was. But that's the decision I made. And I, as with everything else
Right,
in the book, I'm
Gavin?
being very candid about that.
Yeah.
With a great deal of sadness about also
You weren't
the
sad.
fact that it might have been a risk.
Shut the fuck up. And you know what the problem is? Rachel Maddow's not getting mad at her. None of the liberals are getting mad at her. Because she's a Democrat. She can say that shit. Ooh, look, there's the beautiful Kristi Noem. Let's see what she's talking about.
Well, it was cryptic and it was really menacing, I would say, Sean.
So she's talking about when Gavin Newsom said, your day is about to get bad, Kristi Noem, or something similar to that.
It immediately panicked my family and friends. Within, I would say, a couple of minutes of that being posted, I started to get text messages and phone calls, family, my kids saying, "Are you okay, Mom? Are you fine?" They know the threats that I've had. They know the threats that they've had, the things that have happened to them because of politicians like this that say things and somebody
right, Aaron?
grabs onto them that has an agenda, the cartels and criminals that have threatened our family already. So when you get a post like that by a governor, immediately, my staff and family think, what is going on? What does he mean? And we're trying to figure it out. So, this is a day and age where we've always known that words matter, but there's been real consequences that we have realized that have happened to incredible people like Charlie that we'll have to live with forever. And I hope we all learn from that. I hope we all learn that it's time to start listening to each other, having civil discourse, and stop.
Yeah, I wouldn't be so nice. I'd be like, fuck that motherfucker. Tell him to step on up because I'll take him down. Elizabeth Warren, all she does, all she does is sit there and say, I have proof, I have blah blah blah, but she never shows it. All she does is fucking lie. So I said, for once, could you just state one thing that is true and not fucking lies? Look, he says, right now, firefighters are being forced to use pickup trucks to fight fires. Why? Because private equity bought up all the fire truck manufacturing companies. Yeah, and I bet you they were all Democrats if that's true. Fucking dumb bitch. I started getting sick and tired of these people. Right? Like Adam Schiff. He says, I have proof of Russia collusion. Right? And he's been putting out videos claiming that Trump took 2 late night hosts off the air. He's one of the most prolific liars in American history. And yet you only say you have proof and never show it. This motherfucker never shows the proof. None of the Democrats do. Because they know it's okay. Because the people that vote for them aren't going to do their research. And if you try and tell them, they're like, you're just a fucking conservative. Fuck you. And then look at this guy. Don't take medical advice from a guy that recommends injecting yourself with bleach. Oh my fucking God. They're bringing that lie back. Elizabeth Warren says, kicking millions of people off their health care and food assistance while raising premiums and energy bills makes clear exactly who Republicans are working for. And I said, once again, you lying, want to say fucking idiot, but you lying idiot. He has taken it away from illegal aliens in order to give more to Americans who actually deserve the fucking help. Now that Antifa is a terrorist group, what's the possibility of these political supporters of that group getting locked up? Very little. Very little. They're not going to fucking do shit. Look at Gavin says, I'm really good at predicting things. During the campaign, they had a hat, a best-selling hat. Newsom was right about everything. And I don't say that in a braggadocious way, but it's true. I've been right about everything. I said, actually, you lie about everything. Fucking just liars. And now look at this. This woman's lying too. It says, Congress was just notified of the 15th dead ICE custody since Trump took office. This is the direct result of this administration expanding. So let's look this up. I wanted to look this up. How many people have died in ICE custody in 2025? It's right there. And I should say, and not of heart attacks. Okay, so it says as of September 23rd, 14 people have died in U.S. immigration and customs enforcement custody during the two. This number surpasses 12 deaths reported the full other year. She doesn't. Okay, so this person died on. And this person died. This person died from suicide. He died from suicide. That's not our fault. This 55-year-old man from Vietnam died. A 75-year-old died. A 75-year-old. Well, maybe that was their age. Canadian died. Jesus Molina died on June 7th in an apparent suicide. Haiti died 55, 27. But what are they? Let's see if they say why they died. What's up, Mischief? What's up, Lindy Rig? Did we just get raided or something? What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? So let's see the detainee death reporting. Congressional. Okay. Dive deeper in AI mode. Let's see if it'll say why they died. Let's see if we can find out. The deaths have been reported. Yeah, we saw that already. What were the causes of the deaths? Here we go. Thinking. Official and specific cause of death for individuals and custody have not been publicly disclosed for all cases. Some are still under investigation. However, based on reports from ICE and media, the causes include suicide and pre-existing medical conditions. Broader analysis of ICE detention deaths also points to systemic issues such as inadequate medical. Yeah, whatever. So this guy died of suicide. Found unresponsive in the cell June 7th at Stewart Detention. Now, his death was an apparent suicide. This person, after being hospitalized for an abscess on his ass, hypertension, and tachycardia, the official cause of death is pending. Tachycardia is when your heart stops working, isn't it? Isn't that what it is? Welcome to the show, guys. And broader systemic factors often linked to ICE death. Insufficient mental health care, poor oversight, and overcrowding. How does overcrowding cause people to die? But most of them, they've either died from suicide or pre-existing conditions, it said. You notice how she didn't mention that shit, right? So I said, you know what? It's just like when someone would crash their motorcycle and all of a sudden they died of COVID. Remember that? All those people crashing their motorcycle, they died of COVID. They got in a car crash, they died of COVID. They had a heart attack. Oh, they died of COVID. And if you weren't watching me back in the COVID days, I was running around all over the state, sometimes the country, with Ben Bergquam, and we were finding out what was going on. And we talked to many doctors, including doctors like Peter McCullough, that were telling us, look, if you filled out a form and you stated that the person died of COVID, you got $13,000. So they got paid to lie. They got paid to lie. Doing on Discord, what's up to? Let's see. Gavin says, following up question: how much fentanyl did they swallow before getting caught? Too. Man, that's another good one there, Gavin. That's another good one. You know, Lindy, I bought a PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 5 Pro for my birthday, which was back in August, and I still haven't set it up yet. And I bought the game Old Country Mafia, or Mafia Old Country, I think is what it's called. I still haven't opened it up yet. I gotta set it up so I can play the game and live stream it. So here we go. Senator Alex Padilla said Trump's border czar Tom Homan was caught on camera accepting $50,000 bribe from FBI agents. Okay, so where's your proof? Where's the proof? They don't have fucking proof. Oh, I gotta be quiet. George Floyd is watching. Oh yeah, he doesn't have the proof. Just like yesterday, Adam Schiff said this, and now today he said, "Oh, I had the proof," and then today he said, "Well, if he did." So you know they don't have the proof. But the problem is, once they say it, it's out there in the world, and everybody believes them. That's why newspapers get away with saying, "Oh yeah, Eddie Block was a racist, terrorist piece of shit." And then in the back, in the page, all the way in the back, somewhere in the middle, maybe they had in really small lettering. It says, "We mistakenly accused Eddie Block of that." I mean, those motherfuckers went to after January 6th, they went to my ex-wife, who's Mexican, and said, "What's it like to be married to a racist white supremacist?" And they couldn't use it because she said, I'm Mexican. How can he be a racist white supremacist? And then here we go back to Jasmine Crockett. Look, let me go ahead and send my thoughts and prayers to all that plan to take their medical advice from someone who I'm old enough to remember also told people to inject themselves with bleach. What the fuck? He never said that. He never fucking said that. Katie Pavlich says the escalator stopped as soon as First Lady Melania and President Trump stood on it upon arrival at the UN. Then the teleprompter wasn't working. Of course it was sabotage. Of course it's sabotage. Yeah, Gavin, fuck them. Fuck them. It's the world we live in nowadays, though. So, facing potential FBI investigation, Keith Olbermann apologized to Scott Jennings after vowing, "You're next, motherfucker." Yeah, he posted it, and then so today he's like, well, I took it down because I didn't mean you were gonna die next. I just bet you were gonna get fired next. Bullshit. Bullshit. Let me see if they can show. Oh, you can't really see it. It says, "You're next, motherfucker," but keep bugging the camera. Like the person on Fuck It board would say anything different. Oh, it's supposed to say Pfizer. Listen to this. So this guy from Pfizer, let's hear what he has to say first off.
That there is a movement among our Secretary Kennedy and others in the anti-vax movement to take alum out of vaccines. So alum it's an aluminum salt. It's used in about 7 different pediatric vaccines, including one by Pfizer, as an adjuvant. So it helps stimulate an immune response. So they want to force manufacturers, I believe, to reformulate those vaccines. That would be a major issue because this is a very safe ingredient. It's been used for 70 years. There's really no alternative. And if they force manufacturers to have to reformulate all those pediatric vaccines, I think you'd see a lot of vaccines potentially.
So here's the problem with this. This guy is a former FDA commissioner and he's on the Pfizer board member. He's a Pfizer board member. Of course he's going to be against it. You can't trust this guy farther than you can fucking throw him. Gavin says, I can't wait. I wait to defeat Prop 50 so I don't have to hear the bullshit commercials anymore. Right? Does Europe use it? Says S. Aaron. Does Europe use vaccines with aluminum? Yes, many routine vaccines used in Europe contain aluminum compounds. So they say yes. No, vaccine ingredients are generally not significant different between Europe and the US. Well, I'm trying to think of how to explain that. I don't know. All right, so here we go. Keith Olbermann says, I apologize without reservation to @ScottJennings, Kentucky. Yesterday, I wrote and immediately deleted 2 responses to him about Kimmel because they could have been misinterpreted as a threat to anything besides his career. I immediately replaced them with one specifying what I actually meant. Shut the fuck up. Now, this is funny from the Babylon Bee. U.S. begs Bridget Macron to please not submit to photographic proof that she is a woman. I've seen a lot of people comparing it to, what was that movie? Basic Instinct. Yeah. If the teleprompter worked until Trump stepped up to the podium, it seemed unlikely that this was a coincidence. Let's see what's going on.
Very much appreciated. And I don't mind making this speech without a teleprompter because the teleprompter is not working. I feel very happy to be up here with you nevertheless. And that way you speak more from the heart. I can only say that whoever's operating this teleprompter is in big trouble.
You're fired. Step into my office, son. Cause you're fucking fired. Oh my gosh. So here is where Kamala Harris, now I know I gotta show her again, but she went on The View today and she said that her and Trump's presidential race, President Trump and hers presidential race, was the closest in the 21st century. Watch this. I'm not lying.
If you have to pin it down to one thing, what was the primary reason, do you think, that you lost?
Because she's an idiot.
There are many factors, I think, that played into the outcome of that election.
We paid the UN's
but
bills,
I think
Aronson.
probably one of the biggest in my mind is we just didn't have enough time.
You didn't
We didn't have enough time. We didn't have enough time.
Oh, yeah. Well, you didn't.
And, you know, I mean, one of the reasons I wrote the book is this is unprecedented. Think about this.
Yeah.
That there's a race for president of the United States. The current sitting president is running for re-election. 3.5 months from the election, he decides not to run. The sitting vice president then takes the mantle, running against a former president of the United States who had been running for 10 years with 107 days until the election. And by the way, another piece of what is unprecedented and a bit historical about that race, it is the closest presidential race in the 21st century in terms of the outcome.
Okay, really quick. Let's look it up. So she said the 21st century. So that's from 1950. I mean, yeah, 1950. No, 21st century. 21st century. So that's only been since 2020. I mean, 2000. Okay. Since 2000. What have been the presidential voting numbers in each race? I don't know if I'm saying it right, but okay. So in 2000, Bush versus Gore, George W. Bush had 50,456 votes, 47.8%, or 47.9%, and Al Gore had 48.4%. So that was, and this is popular vote, of course, right? And so the difference is 0.5%, 0.5 so far. So, and an election for George Bush and John Kerry. So George Bush got 50% and John Kerry got 48%. So even that, we'll go with the lowest number here. That was 2.4%. Election Barack versus McCain, the difference was 7.2%. And then against Mitt Romney, it was closer. This one was 3.9%. Hillary versus Trump, 40. So that's 2.1%. Joe Biden versus Donald Trump was about 5% off. But we all know why that one is. Let's see. What were the popular vote percentages for the 2024 election, or presidential race, I guess we should say? Bush versus Gore had to be the closest. So 49.8 to 48.3. So what is that? That is 1.5. Was it that close, really? Anyway, so that's 1.5. 1.5. And the closest one was Bush and Gore at 0.5, remember? This was 0.5 right here. So she's lying. She's lying. She's a lying witch, okay? She lied. But that's what she said on The View.
Wow. Yeah.
And now watch this. Watch this.
Don't say that again, because he likes to say over and over again he's got a mandate.
And that's part of why I wrote this book, because history will talk about this race. It is part of American history. And it was important to me that when history is written, that my voice be present.
No, shut the fuck up. And you know, she wasn't even the second closest race because wasn't it point it was so the first one was 0.5. This one is so she was 1.5. So it's 7. That's not it. That's not it. Okay. Maybe yeah, okay, she was second, but still she's forgetting Bush score. She just totally forgot about that one. Kamala is done in the Democrat Party. Yeah, especially what's up, Mike Jones? Especially after writing her book. I haven't read the book, but I hear she just talks shit about everybody. So Governor Newsom says, meanwhile, back in reality, California, the 4th largest economy in the world, is running on 2/3 clean energy with 25% of all new car sales being ZEVs. Not to mention billion going back into the pockets of millions of Californians. Actually, it doesn't count as a clean air vehicle if the power to charge it comes from gas, coal, and oil, right? It doesn't. It doesn't. So they're not clean air vehicles. And then you want to say, well, what about the windmills? Well, the windmills destroy the environment, you know, for a lot longer than oil does and gas does. Same thing with the wind turbines kill birds. The solar panels are just as bad. And the batteries are even worse. So it's not clean. The cleanest form right now is oil and gas. But these dumbasses, they want to fake their numbers and lie to people. Yeah, it may be cleaner because there's no gas coming out of the car. But the stuff it takes to make those batteries and those cars and the windmills and the solar farms and all that shit, fucking dumbass. He blew that hoe out with the Electoral College. That was the mandate. This country consists of more than just New York and California. I agree, Gavin. I agree. So actually, let's look at that. You know what? Since 2000, what have been the popular vote? What were the popular vote percentages for the presidential elections? Elections from 2000 to 2024. Let's see what it says. The popular vote. I didn't even think about just doing the popular vote. The midterms are going to be historic. I think so too. Okay, so in 2000, the popular vote was that was the popular vote numbers we looked at the first time. Apparently. No, that's not the popular vote. Here we go. Okay, here we go. So in 2000, George Bush got 271 or 50.47, and George Bush got 47.87. I mean, and George Bush, where's that? Oh, it's got to look at all of it. Okay, so George Bush got, what's the numbers here? What's the popular vote? Okay, so Electoral College, this is the percentage. And then the runner-up, and then the margin, and the votes in the margin. So the popular vote. Okay, Electoral College. This is the Electoral College right here. So let's look, 2000. So George Bush got 271 out of 538, so that's 50% to 47%. That is, 0.51. Well, we just got to look at these numbers here. 0.51, 2.46, 7.27, 3.86, 2.9%, 4.45%, and 1.48% in 2024. Let's look at the popular vote. I mean the popular votes and the margin. Okay, so let's look at popular votes. So George Bush won by negative 546. George Bush 3,000, 9,000, 4,000. Donald Trump had less than 2.284 million, 2.2. So actually, yeah, George Bush once again, that election still stands as smaller than hers. So get this, assassin Ryan Routh was found guilty of all charges for the attempted assassination of President Trump. After the charges were read, he attempted suicide by stabbing himself in the neck, and his daughter fled the courtroom. He couldn't even get it. Once again, he couldn't do something right.
Count one so far. We know guilty unanimously. Paul, get your reaction here as we await more information from the courtroom.
The verdict was read. Now, it is quite shocking. As the verdict was read, it appeared to our producers inside the courtroom that Ruth tried to stab himself in the neck with a pen. That's what it appeared to look like. Then 4 marshals dragged him out of the courtroom, took his coat off. They then shackled him at the waist and ankles, and then they brought him back into the courtroom. So again, this just in from our producers.
Right, Gavin? Same old,
as the verdict was being read, Ruth tried to hurt himself in the neck with a pen. Now we just saw that emotional reaction from that daughter, and now we know exactly why. So when Ruth was brought back into the courtroom, that's when her daughter stood up, started yelling and screaming. She said to her father, "Don't do anything. I'm going to get you out of here." This is what our producers are telling us just into the newsroom. She also screamed many expletives, and that's when we saw her run out of the courtroom. The video that we were seeing just moments ago, of her not wanting to speak with the media, her evading the media, and then running off camera.
So we have better video of that somewhere. Here we go.
Moments ago, Ruth's daughter. And this is the moment I just described. We're told this is playback of just a few moments ago, Ruth's daughter. Okay.
It was there, just
right. Not only crying as she left, obviously she went into a full sprint to get away from the media and yelled out some profanities, John. And this is the moment.
Okay, let's see if there's a better video of that. Let's go here. Maybe we can find a better video. Let's see if we can find a better video. Routh's daughter. I don't know if I spelled it right or not, but let's see. That's his daughter. She's so looking. Let's see the video though. Brian Routh's video. Let's see. Turns out his daughter got a wire transfer for $162,000 just before his arrest. I don't know how true that is. Let's go to the latest. Maybe they have a better video. Come on. Let's wait for the commercial and then I'll turn on the sound. Like we always do about this time. Mike Jones knows what song I'm thinking out. Probably Gavin Newsom too. Was the son convicted of his CP? The son? I don't know. I got a propane generator. I do. Turns on when the power goes out. There's no audio. Oh wait, it's still off.
Leave me alone. You don't have any respect. Common respect, guys. No idea what I'm going through. That's not the person. He didn't hurt anybody. He's a good man.
He's a good man.
Go away, please. Just go away. I'm begging you. Get the out of my face. Is there anyone?
Dad, I love you. I love you, Dad.
You better be earning my debt.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Get out of my face. We can all go to hell. all y'all's fault. Lies. Spreading lies about my father.
Lies about... There was no lies about your father. Your dad had a fucking note.
One more photo.
Wait for me.
Sarah, anything you'd like to say? What was that?
Could you repeat that, please? Just get out of the way. It's so I can leave.
You know, I get it. She loves her father. That's her father, right? So I can get that part. But saying it's all lies, it's not lies. Your dad tried to kill the president of the United States, or the president-elect. No, he was president. Or was he elect? I forget. Either way. So, yeah. And then for him to try and kill himself like that, just... He couldn't do that either. Looks almost like a Nazi marching. She kind of does, huh? That guy looks like a victim of spousal abuse. I was about to say that, and I was not going to go there. You found an article said he got 7 years, Gavin. Don't know if that's true. Oh, about the son. Okay. Breaking news, the Department of Justice Task Force on Government Weaponization Against the American People has launched an investigation into the Democrat Party. FBI directing a legal lawfare against Alex Jones and InfoWars. Let's see. Bridgeport, Connecticut, September 15, 2025. I was recently appointed by Donald Trump to serve as an Associate Deputy Attorney General and as a Director of the United States Department of Justice Weaponization Working Group. As such, I am charged with identifying and investigating potential abuses of government authority. So I guess they are going after him. Good. Good. Senator Dick Durbin. Oh, wait, that's supposed to be somewhere else. Donald Trump's unintelligible comments at the UN today were another example of how this administration has tarnished Americans. Shut the fuck up, dude. So Rosa Delano, Secretary Kenny told Americans not to take his medical advice. For once, I encouraged people to listen to him. And I was like anyone listen to a crazy purple-haired liberal. So this is President Trump afterwards says, congratulations to Attorney General Pam Bondi, Deputy Attorney Todd Blanche, and the entire DOJ team on the conviction in Florida of the person who attempted an assassination on my life. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, Donnie takes all of the cushion, the pillow last night. Okay, let's see. Well, we got a whole bunch of comments here. Let's see what's good here. Hi, pandas. Readers ask a community post to which you replied, this is a long-running part of Guar's performances. They have simulated killing number of famous and influential people. Oh, that was that one. Olivia. How much you want to bet this Olivia person? Let's see if we can zoom in. Yeah, she's fake. Travel, golf, and gym. Music like make new friends. Another bot. Okay, let's see what else is new real quick on here. Seconds before disaster. Oh, this should be good. You can't pull the gun out, or what's going on? Oh, he got taken down by two nurses. Dumbass. Is she gonna hit him with it? Oh yeah, she's hitting him with it. She got a big old booty, doesn't she? Check out that YouTube short. Okay. Where is it, Mike? I don't see a YouTube short. Did you post a YouTube short, Mike? I don't see it. I don't see it. He got taken out by two freaking... I can't believe ABC fake news gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back. The White House was told by ABC that his show was canceled. Something happened between then and now because his audience is gone and his talent was never there. Anything else? Who wins retard of the month this September? That's supposed to be Tyler Robinson, I guess. Ilhan Omar, Keith Olbermann, or Destiny? Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Oh, here it is. Gosh darn it. Trying to click on it. Copy. Okay, let's see what this link is. Let's see what this link is. Paste and go. Well, let me turn it down. Westside Connect. Okay, now that's kind of funny. That is kind of funny. Was that a, yeah, I thought there was something down there. Was that a rat? I thought I don't know if it was a rat or what, but let's see. Breaking federal police make arrests in Oregon. What? No way. Federal officers arrested multiple suspects outside the Eugene, Oregon building as Antifa militants and far left extremists attempted to lay siege. Oh, let's watch this. Oh, I love it. We're going to have to watch this 2 times. Girl's got a weird looking booty. Oh, I love it. Yes, another one. I love it. Oh, they're going for a third one? No, that was 2. We gotta watch this again. There's one. Upload it to YouTube now. So that's one. I guess not, Gavin. Here's 2. Look at how fast they turn into little bitches. Now that the cops can finally take them out, they're turning into little bitches. Oh man, that's good. I expect there to be more. I expect there to be more. I do. And Kelly says Jezebel bragged about buying spells on Etsy before Kirk's met. Donald Trump loves to talk tough, but when it's he has to actually lead, negotiate, or deliver, he runs away. He runs. He hides. He ignores. Shut the fuck up, Chucky Schumer. Didn't say Republicans have midterms advantage, whatever Democrats are doing. It ain't working. No, it ain't. TSU releases. Let's see, TSU. Today, a group of individuals unaffiliated with Tennessee State University appeared on campus without prior notice. In accordance with university policy, any demonstration or protest actively requires advance approval or permitting bullshit because you have your free speech area. Campus police and staff responded promptly, and the individuals were escorted from university grounds without incident. At all times, TSU students conducted themselves in a professional manner. No, they fucking didn't. We saw the video. Failed threat to ABC after they lied to him about Jimmy. What else is going on here? What's this? Macron. Oh, here you go. That's what somebody's asking about Macron being stuck at the crosswalk. Let's watch.
How many people? No, I have 10 people with me. I go to the French embassy. No. I'm sorry, I'm president. I'm really sorry. It's just that everything's in frozen right now. There's a border kick on the way. Oh, sorry. If you don't see it, let me pause. I negotiate with you. No, it's not that. How are you? Guess what? I'm waiting in the street because everything is frozen for you.
Are you sorry?
I think he said. I think President Trump told him, "Well, you can fucking walk to the corner" or something like that. Let's see if there's anything else good. Well, he said the walk. Is that what he said? All right, they're talking about Jimmy Kimmel. Let's hear this.
How ironic that, you know, everybody in the legacy media, every Democrat has been out there blaming Donald Trump for Disney, you know, suspending Jimmy Kimmel.
It was Disney.
And then
that
they
did it.
admit, no, we suspended him, not Donald Trump. What's your reaction in comparison? How come there's no outrage from the left here?
Well, yeah, that was obviously a business decision, as evidenced by the fact they're going to reinstate him. I think he's going to be on the air later tonight. So that was a business. I always like what Clay said when he references Michael Jordan. He said, you know, Republicans buy sneakers too. I think ABC said, wow, we got two of our big, we got Nexstar and Sinclair who are saying, we don't want this kind of stuff. It offends half the audience. Jimmy Kimmel offends half the potential audience out there. And frankly, a lot of people think he's not that funny. So I think it was a business decision. But what was going on here was pure censorship, going after people like you, the conservatives out there, and censoring their speech.
Interesting. Anything else? Newsom at California, Brazil, Inc. Climate deal, Newsom jazz, whatever. Fuck Newsom. 2 hunters found dead. Just trying to see if there's anything new worth looking at because it's already after 8, so we're gonna go. Haters will say this is fake. You know, and you know what? This motherfucker to try and get people to fucking comment on it. This is clickbait, people. Always comes back to Barack Obama. He is the one that started all this shit. I had to grab dinner at Charlie Kirk's favorite restaurant. See, this is him just, you know, he's getting likes and views. Oh, I had to go at Charlie Kirk's favorite restaurant. No, you didn't, motherfucker. You went there so you could use his name to get you know, clicks. It's bullshit. That's why you don't hear me talking a lot about Charlie Kirk, because I don't want fucking clicks for Charlie Kirk's death. Fucking just, you know. So Fantifa and Arteranus, how many tags do we get and what's the season? Yeah, we saw this. This is what they were talking about at Tennessee. And you notice it's all BLM people going after him because somebody told them Charlie Kirk was racist or MAGA was racist. Anything else here? Anything else good here? Oh, this is something. I don't think. Oh, yeah, we saw this one earlier, too. This is what Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass had done to Los Angeles. Let's see what this person says.
I live and work in Hollywood, like literally below the Hollywood sign. And a lot of people are like, ooh, how glamorous Hollywood.
I saw that, Mike Jones.
But I'm here to tell you that if I went for a stroll down on Hollywood Boulevard right now, I would 100% see a crazy person taking a dump.
Of course you would. Did Nick Shirley get attacked today? I don't know. Did he? I don't know. So the whole YouTube urban thing looks like it's an extremely selective group of creators. We had a lot of questions about a pathway back to YouTube for some terminated creators to set up a new channel. This will be a limited pilot project that will be available to a subset of creators in addition to those channels terminated for policies that have been depreciated. More to come soon. Let's see if I can get Eddie Block Films back. What's up, AC? Yeah, we saw that video already. We're just about to go off the air, bud. Spiro, whatever, wins open mayor seat. Mobile, Alabama. So apparently, is it Gavin Newsom who's going to be on the Jimmy Kimmel show tonight? I wonder what that's going to be like. I can't wait for the clips because I'm not going to watch it. Oh, here, let's see what Cory Booker shared.
Hi, it's Josie from PolitiFact. We fact-checked President Donald Trump's speech to the UN General Assembly, which touched on immigration, climate change, foreign wars, and more. While speaking about immigration, Trump distorted federal data on migrant children. He misleadingly said the Biden administration was responsible for 300,000 children who are, quote, lost or dead. Last year, a Department of Homeland Security report found that 32,000 unaccompanied migrant children failed to appear for
You're on
immigration
Colbert
court
tonight?
dates.
Shut the fuck up. You're on Colbert tonight, huh? Anything else worth checking out? That's flashback. We saw that. We can look at the home real quick and see if there's anything interesting going on here. But I'm about to go because it's late. We have 1 week left until a Republican government shutdown. See, they keep saying Republican government shutdown, but they're the ones voting no on the fucking bill, so they're the ones shutting it down. These fucking liars. And all day long, if you go look at all the Democrats today, they said they have the House, the Senate, and the Supreme Court, and blah, blah, you know, and the presidency. Every single one said the same exact shit. Finally got everything done for anyone. Right on. Right on. I cannot stress this enough. Oh, that lady getting thrown to the ground. Fuck it. Oh, yeah, no more. Tylenol doesn't cause autism. Science has proven this. Shut the fuck up. Apparently not. Oh, let's see what this woman's saying.
We know Republicans don't care about indoctrination. Every move this administration and its extreme conservative allies make points to the contrary. The so-called parents' right movement, which is
Gavin.
nothing more than an attempt to suppress topics that conservatives don't like or that make them uncomfortable, is just an attempt to further indoctrinate students who they're upset might be exposed to a full world.
Do you see this? The Democrats are saying that we are indoctrinating students. Funny how that works. Funny how that works. Tim Walz, shut the fuck up. You pick up your girl for a date and find her like this. What do? Oh, I say hello and welcome to my life. Well, once again, that's clickbait. Donald Trump directed the DOJ to investigate my affairs. Oh, really? Like you did to him? Going after free speech and the First Amendment, one of the most fundamental rights as Americans. No, he didn't, you fucking dumb bitch. ABC fired him, not President Trump. What Home and the other Trump officials should remember is that eventually the law will catch up to him. Shut the fuck up. And this dumbass, Mark Ruffalo, biggest piece. You know, there was a show that I saw advertised for. I was like, oh, that looks like a really good show. I should watch it. And then I clicked on it and it said Mark Ruffalo at the top. I said, nope, delete. And I took it off I had added it and I took it off of being added. No one should have to ration insulin or choose between food and life-saving care. Shut the fuck up, bitch. What political party does the teachers union donate millions of dollars to? Well, we all know that one. Happy Congressional Black Caucus Week. You know, how come we don't get to have a white caucus? The fuck is that all about? That's racist. All these people that call us racist are actually the racist motherfuckers. My constituent and terrorized his autistic daughter. Tonight on The Late Show. Oh, it's The Late Show. Is that Jimmy Kimmel's show? Or is that... No, that's CBS. Okay, that is Stephen Colbert. Is that Stephen Colbert's show? He's good until the end of the year or something, right? Isn't that how it works or whatever? I don't know. I never watch those fucking shows. Oh, look, here you go. Here's your favorite person, Gavin.
California, you know we don't back down from a fight. And this November, the fight belongs to you. Donald Trump is
How much money did they pay her to make this commercial?
redrawing election maps to force through a Congress that only answers to him, not the people.
This is another way of funneling money. I just figured that out. And I should have known this for a while. Think about this. So they paid her for this ad, right? So you get campaign donations, and the way you can funnel it to each other is you say, hey, AOC, if you make this ad for me, I'll pay you $50,000 or $100,000. And then when it's your turn, you pay me $100,000 to an ad for you. That's how they're paying each other off, folks.
he gets away with it, all bets are off for our healthcare, our paychecks, and our freedoms. With Prop 50, we can stop him. Prop 50 levels the playing
It's
field
California.
and
Who
gives
knows how
power
it's gonna
back
go?
to the people. Fight for democracy in all 50 states. Yes on 50.
Fuck no. Fucking horse mouth bitch. Look at this. So, and they're saying, weaponizing the government. Look, Elizabeth Warren and 3 other Democrat lawmakers have launched an investigation into Nexstar and Sinclair. It's not every day you run into Jasmine Crockett. I had to grab a picture with her. That's funny, and she's cute. In the Netherlands, refugees destroy an entire hotel they had been living in for free because a different tribal Muslim clan was placed there. Interesting. What is this? Trump's chaotic terrorism policies, blah, blah, blah. You know, if I had a penny for every time a Democrat congressman or senator says Donald Trump, just a penny, I'd be a millionaire by now. I'd be a freaking millionaire right now. Who's this? Tim Miller says that the American people don't approve of mass federal agents. Shut the fuck up. Attorney General Pam Bondi and Patel were told you have a video of Trump. We're told you have a video of Tom Homan accepting $50,000. You can say that all you want. There's no proof. Show me the fucking proof. I think every time somebody says something as truth and they don't have the fucking proof, I think they should be fined. If the news does it, I think they should be fined. Every time the news or a government official lies, they should be fined. But that'll never happen. Guy tried to vandalize a Charlie Kirk memorial and got sprayed. I saw it. That was the other night. What else can we look at real quick? Every death at the hands of ICE, every family separated by ICE, every orphan created by ICE is Christy knows responsibility. Shut the fuck up. We just looked it up. Most of the people dying there are pre-existing conditions. No one likes, no reposts, no followers, just because I'm not half naked, right? Fucking clickbait, folks. Clickbait. They should copyright his name after office, so every time they mention his name, he should do it now already. Have his son copyright it. Al Franklin, I'll be watching Kimmel tonight and hope you will too. Frankly, I'm not surprised Disney caved so quickly, but I am relieved still 20% of ABC affiliates will not air the show. We must remember that public outcry makes a difference. Whatever. Chris Van Hollen, I don't want to hear you. Defund the United Nations. I agree. I agree. Saw that. That's a pretty good one. I like that one. I did a thing. What did you do? Who cares? Well, obviously 8.7 people looked at it. Whoa. Crazy as fuck, but cute. I don't know. I'd have to see you for real. But you're probably fake. Don't drink your piss. Liberals drinking piss. We are Jimmy Kimmel. Oh my goodness. Promises to end bans on YouTube. Accounts of thousands of Americans censored. So I wonder if I'll get my account back. I'm going to have to try. What's the first word that comes to mind? Beer. I'm thinking of Anheuser-Busch commercial, right? Anything else? Nope. All right, guys. I'm going to get going. It's time for bed. It's time for bed. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you, AC, Gavin, Mike Jones, and anybody else still here. We'll be back tomorrow. Hope y'all had a good day, and we'll catch y'all later. Good night.